Supermax Corp booked a new record net profit of 1.06 billion ringgit for the second quarter of FY21, thanks to higher average selling prices as demand for gloves continued to soar worldwide. That's a 34% quarter-on-quarter jump and a whopping 3,412% surge year-on-year. Revenue rose by 48% from the preceding quarter and jumped more than 4 times from the second quarter of FY20 to 2 billion ringgit, implying a net profit margin of nearly 50%. Supermax declared an interim single-tier dividend of 3.8 cent per ordinary share for the current financial year. Earlier in the day, Supermax's shares jumped to a high of 7 ringgit and 16 cent, in line with the sharp increase seen in glove counters. This was thanks to the calls made by some unknown investors over social media to take on the short sellers following the dramatic rally in GameStop's share price on Wall Street. However, the buying spree lost some steam in mid-morning, with all glove stocks retreating from their peaks. At the close, Supermax's shares were 24 cent or 3.66% higher at 6 ringgit 80 cent apiece, giving it a market capitalization of 17.8 billion ringgit. Iris Corp says it has secured a 1.16 billion ringgit immigration system contract from Putrajaya. The contract will run from March 1st, 2021 until August 31st, 2025. The group said in a bourse filing that its subsidiary, Iris Information Technology Systems, received the letter of award in relation to the National Integrated Immigration System project from the Home Affairs Ministry. It expects the project to contribute positively to the group's earnings during the 54-month tenure. Iris had previously been identified as one of the front-runners for the billion ringgit project, which will be replacing the now obsolete Malaysian immigration system at all gateways. Iris provides smart identification solutions and e-border control systems and was the proprietor of the technology behind the world's first e-passports and immigration autogates at the Kuala Lumpur International Airport. Its e-passports have become the standard for such documents around the world. Finance Minister Tengku Datuk Sri Zafrul Abdul Aziz has given his reassurance that Malaysia will not implement a total lockdown on the economy, even if the worst-case scenario comes true. Instead, he said the government will continue to focus on enforcing more stringent standard operating procedures should the number of COVID-19 cases remain high. However, based on the current model, he said Putrajaya believes the number of cases will go down. Zafrul said this during an interview with CNBC Today. He also expressed confidence that the COVID-19 national vaccination program will further drive the nation's economic recovery. The program is set to kick off in early March, with 80% of Malaysia's population, or close to 27 million people, expected to be inoculated by the first quarter of 2022. He said Malaysia is still sticking to its 2021 gross domestic product growth forecast of 6.5% to 7.5% and fiscal deficit target of 5.4% of GDP this year. MSM Malaysia Holdings has appointed Syed Faisal Syed Muhammad as its Group Chief CEO. The appointment is effective next Monday. With this, the sugar manufacturer says Fakruniam Mothman will cease to be the acting Group CEO on the same day. Fakruniam had assumed the responsibilities and authorities of Group CEO after MSM's then CEO was placed on leave of absence from September 8th to October 5th, 2020. This, it said, was in relation to an adjustment to write-off inventories amounting to 36.6 million ringgit in MSM Sugar Refinery Johor in the 2019 financial statements. According to MSM's bourse filing today, Syed Faisal is presently a non-executive director of Borneo United Consortium. He was also the CEO of BIV Commodities and MMC Engineering Group from 2016 to September 2018. Majuperak Holdings plans to buy a 51% stake in Nexus-based development from Sloan Infinity Asia Pacific for an indicative 12.5 million ringgit in a move which will mark Majuperak's first property development venture outside Perak. According to Majuperak's Bursa filing and press release, Nexus Base is developing the 125 million ringgit Nexus Residences at USJ Subang West property project in the Klang Valley. Majuperak Group CEO Nizran Nordin said in the statement that the proposed acquisition will enable the company to tap into vast opportunities in the Klang Valley. Given Nexus Residences at USJ Subang West's strategic location, coupled with good accessibility and attractive facilities and amenities, he said the development represents significant potential and value to enable Majuperak to expand its foothold in the property sector. The group will be on the lookout for opportunities to collaborate with other developers and also look to expand into new avenues of business, such as facility management, to complement its core business.